What's going on, people? We are back again with another freaking video, and this one right here is all about Kirsten. Now, we know that in the most recent episode of the tell-all, Kirsten was targeted for the fact that, you know, she was talking to another friend, and this friend was somebody that she called Puppy. But at the same time, though, it turned out that Julio was the one that was really doing the dirty deed behind her back. Now, as you can see, she came out on social media to pretty much bounce back at the allegations against her. And we can start off here with Tim. Now, of course, the question has been asked, has Tim apologized to you for being such a hypocrite towards you on the tell-all? And of course, she said, no, he didn't. But hypocrite of what? Well, as you can see in the small print, when Kirsten was being grilled about why she calls her friend Pappy, Tim said that's a term of endearment. And he didn't believe she used it for just a friend. But later on in the show, it comes out that Tim calls Kenny daddy. So Tim, what's the deal? And of course, Tim is somebody that's always been under fire for being allegedly or potentially gay, but for somebody who's always denied it. So of course, at the same time, if he's saying that a friend cannot call someone Pappy, then how can he call Kenny daddy? And also, at the same time, let's not forget though, when it comes to it, I remember even some part of the segment where Kenny's partner, Armando, even asked him, hey, so what's the deal with you and Tim? Of course, it was all a light joke, but either way, though, it doesn't change the fact that somebody was being one hell of a freaking hypocrite, and nor did he ever apologize to her. But also at the same time, we move on to the next one. The next one is something particular, is where somebody came out by saying, I think Julio looked even worse when he showed the recording, laugh aloud. We believe you for sure. And she decides to come in by saying, I never made a statement about this, but I will do it now. And also for the last time, since I want to move on, we live in a world where everyone demands the receipts. It's sad, actually. Secretly being recorded in your own house by your own partner, in my opinion, it's effed up and such an invasion of privacy. And I'm glad most of the people think the same. And you know what? I absolutely freaking agree. It's like everybody's trying to set up everyone these days. The only time you'd ever think about recording your partner, these are the only times. One, if you know, generally speaking, your partner is a piece of and you need evidence against them for purposes that can protect you, then fair enough, you do what you gotta do. But on the other side, there's many people that do it just to get out of a jam, or many people do it just to try and frame somebody else, just so they can look like the better person. Now, we know that when it comes to Kirsten and Julio, they were never in like some type of like domestic type of relationship or anything like that. So for him to do it is definitely suspicious. It definitely felt as if he was doing it for his own gain rather than, you know, her gain. But hey, we continue. Good to mention this. That 2 months before filming, if such issues were a problem, why would he agree to do the show? Why would I waste my time to come to the US? Has the girlfriend of the year that no one in his family even knew existed, and that's a very good point. The fact that his family didn't even know about Kirsten. Always a massive red flag, and different reasons for her to have walked away instantly then and there. But at the same time, though, we also learned that when it comes to Julio, he's somebody that always lies anyway and always withheld information, and that's something that his family confirmed several times. And when I say family, I'm not talking about the same person. His family, like literally, we heard it from different people. His mom, his cousin, his other cousin. Like honestly, it was like raw. Everybody in your family really knows that you are a slippery freaking snake. But at the same time, though, she finishes off here by saying apparently it was important to him to keep hand however long necessary in case he needed to have a backup plan. Says more about him than about me. Absolutely. And this is obviously when it comes to the recording itself in particular. Honestly, I mean, if you love someone, you care about someone, you wouldn't record them. You wouldn't record them. But even if you don't love someone, you don't, you know, whatever. Like if you have been with someone that's a genuine person, why do that? And I think this is the problem with mental health these days. There are many people these days who will go out their way to try and sabotage good people, and then it ends up affecting good people's mental health. You know, Kirsten, I'm assuming she's a good person. So did he really have to do her dirty the way he did her dirty? No. He could have been like, listen, babe, it's not working, and then that's it. But no, instead of doing that, he would rather throw all the accountability towards her direction rather than take accountability for his own actions in the situation. But then at least try and pretend he's taking accountability, when in reality, he's just trying to make sure that he's the hero and she's the villain. Honestly, it's nothing but utterly disgusting. But at the same time, though, this also came up as well. You dropped them receipts and he froze. It was never my intention to bring up this new girl at the tell-all, because after a year of not talking to each other, I didn't feel the need to smear the person. And this is how you know she's a good person, to smear the person. But also at the same time, but he felt he, my apologies, but he felt the need and decided to throw me under the bus, basically, so I couldn't just sit there and do nothing. I had to make sure I was telling my side of the story too. My apologies, really had to get rid of that little cough there. So, you know, in reality, when we come to the end of the situation going on here with Kirsten, you know, it is a shame that she had to come out of character. You know, it is a shame that she had to pretty much throw him under the bus to get her own way because the way he behaved was unacceptable. It is so sad that, you know, we live in a world where some people can't just say to someone, hey, it's not working, bye. Rather than saying, hey, it's not working, bye, people in this world now would rather try and mentally break that person down, you know? They would try and do things to make that person feel as if they are the worst person in the world, to try and make that person feel as if they are just, ugh. And you know what, though? It's absolutely, utterly disgusting. Julio should be embarrassing himself because really and truly, he had no reason, no need to even try and throw under the bus, to even try shading the way he did. And most importantly, he had no need to actually find somebody else while he was in a relationship, to be honest with you. If he felt like he wasn't happy with her, he should have broke up with her the moment that he decided that he wanted to be with somebody else. But it seems to me as if he found somebody else, he made sure that that relationship was secure first and then decided to tell her that, hey, it's not working. But then to make it worse, instead of telling her it's not working in a nice way, he decides to be cold with her and then also tries to accuse her for being the bad guy in the situation. Now, of course, she may have still had her own little bad guy situation with the whole Pappy situation, but either way, though, Julio was the one that was really doing the madness behind closed doors. And you know what? Screw that guy. But with that being said, though, love to know what you guys think in the comment section, and we can most certainly talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.